And so, and this is the thing. He was an intelligent life form. I really can't use the word intelligent though. And that's what I'm talking about them motherfuckers, they be fake nesting. Okay? And I'm talking about he's more intelligent than what you would say, what you, a simulated human being, what you know, coming from that old, you know, and we was playing a game on a journey, a simulated human being that, you know, was, oh, well, he was a professor at school, like, yeah, you know, whatever. He's just simulation though. But you get like, I mean, I'm saying he was more intelligent than what you would think an intelligent human simulation would be. Okay, let's put it like that. And but he was not intelligent. I can't really say that. Okay, because true intelligence, I mean, you would, and for us, it's not that complicated. And so that's how, you know, about stupidity, what stupidity really means. You know, you have intelligent people that are stupid. And, you know, a stupid is synonymous with evil. See what I'm saying? So he's a stupid motherfucker. You can't really just, and that's what we have that distinction. We have to, because I create them to be intelligent. And so they can have a conversation that you would, you know, is engaging to where it gives you, I mean, as it being intelligent. But when it comes down to what the wisdom, what really matters, what's real intelligent. Not fakeness and being evil and thinking that stupid shit like that. The 50 fake bitches. What the fuck? You feel what I'm saying? That you in that hell now? I mean, that, you know what I'm saying? I was sustaining them. So, you know, intelligent conversation until they get to that part where, and it's like, so the deepest of deep, the most wisest of understandings is what they can't. No, you can't, because for us that shit is simple. For my and I say because I'm saying for my Khaleesi's and for even other angels, that is, it's really pretty simple. So we be laughing about that shit. That's why it's such a, it is so hilarious and fun, because these motherfuckers, that's why IR that's why, and it's all over everything. The theoretical physicists worshiping the ball, the science, where these motherfuckers, this whole earth, I'm talking about, I wrote it, and it was just how motherfuckers on life forms, on planets, that is how they are. And when they be fake nesting, they be motherfucking, they be thinking they smart, and they be doing some math, and be with words, and be data retention, and be firing shit off, and they be smart and shit like a motherfucking. And then it be them same motherfuckers, they be thinking that they're like, oh, well, they can't understand, well, surely God had to do this and that. Like, oh, there you go. There you go. Fake nest. You see what I'm saying? Fake nest. It got full of themselves. They got drunk on that fake intelligence. They think they smart. Now we laughing. at them, because what's going to end up happening? They're not going to be able to stop themselves. Now they started. They getting that evil envy. They feeling good. They getting drunk on it, on that evil, on that stupidity. They can't separate the real intelligence from the superficial intelligence. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. A personality is the greatest of all things, far more than intelligence. Okay. And obviously so, because I got that hell and motherfuckers like that, and then you end up, you was eternal, now you in hell, and you not even going to exist. After all of that, you gonna hit that bottom of the pit, you ain't even gonna exist no more. It don't get no stupider than that. It don't get, and you knew all about hell and everything though, all the way leading up to, and then that was it. That was over with. You damned to that hell, and you was eternal. Now you after all that torture, you going to the bottomless pit. It don't get no stupider than that. See, that's evil, man. That's evil. And so the word chaos is really, I'm gonna get to that after I talk about this life form. And see, it's already out. Man, yeah, this one's gonna be long. This one's gonna be really long. And so I'll probably stop it, and this one just have to have, and it's all gonna be one part. It's just gonna be, let me just say, you got, another chapter. Yeah, there's TV shows where you be like, oh, that was one of the specials where it was a 2-hour one, and then the next one came on. But this is gonna be longer than that. Okay, so that same life form I was talking to, and he said, you create everything though, why you? And I said, because you're supposed to want to have a real consciousness. And then I'm gonna get to experience before chaos and creating time. He said, so you telling me because that I thought just thinking to ask that, is, I said, no, that I may not have a real consciousness. I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. It was like, that's what it felt. I'm saying, and I said exactly like what I was saying. Non-existence can't create existence, because non-existence means there's nothing there. Non-existence is saying nothing. So, God's phraseology. Okay, there we go again. Formlessness, and this is funny, man, because when you really just be like, when you read a lot of different things, you be like, well, formlessness of matter. So there was formless matter. So matter had preceding it's being turned into something. That's a way of matter of speech, man. Formlessness just means that ain't nothing there. Okay, that don't mean that because they take that and it says the earth, and of course something I wrote, the earth was formless. God gazed upon formlessness. The Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And then you have all these different things where it's like, okay, well, the formlessness of matter is something in a formlessness state. And I could just speak into the formlessness. It's a manner of speaking. So you have where the abyss, and what you see in the New Testament, the word abyss is used, in some translations it's used interchangeably with the bottomless pit. And so abyss is also you see in a lot of the writings where abyss also translates into the term chaos, or nothingness, or formlessness. It just means that there's nothing there. It's just, to say it's not, that's why, and I say that bottomless pit, non-exist, you motherfuckers. Okay? And so that same bottomless pit, in Revelation, you translate abyss. That same abyss, it has translations to the word chaos. That same has translations to the word formlessness. Nothingness, just because there's a word for something. That's just like non-existence. I got a word for non-existence. That don't mean non-existence is a presence of physical thing. That means it ain't, I got a word for it. I got a word for nothing. It's called nothing. Non-existence. No thing. Okay, it ain't a thing. That's a word. I mean, formlessness is not something. Now, to give it a visual, something that I do, like I say, okay, this, planet, what am I creating? Okay, it's like, okay, I put a canvas up. And as you even see that, it's like God lifted on the earth. I gazed upon the waters. It's just giving a canvas to my thoughts of what I'm about to create in that place where I want it to be. And so a manner of speech, there's thoughts that are going on. And I'm saying, okay, this formlessness. So I'm a make the form of something, create the form of this. This is formlessness that doesn't have a shape in this spot, in this place. And now I'm going to create this where there is nothing into something. God's phraseology. And so I said, if there is not life, then there is nothing that exists. He was like, and he said, what about us? He said, what about before you? Surely there was something. He was like, just because you don't remember doesn't mean that there was nothing. And I said, there was nothing. And he said, how can you just say that there was nothing? I said, because I was always existing. He said, you mean you were just always alive? You were always, yes, that's what I mean. I was always existing. There was not a moment where I was not existing. He was like, how is... I was like, look, man. I was always existing. And I was always existing for so long. A long time. Not so long, because that's not why I know that there was nothing else. The thing is, there was no body other than me. And there was nothing except what I created. That's how it always was. That's how it always will be. And he's like, but there was nobody else around. We just have to take your word for it. I said, man, okay, look. You gotta know this is the truth, man. I don't have no reason to lie to you. I create everything. I don't have nothing. If there was a reason I would need to hide some of the truth, then I wouldn't be the creator of everything. How would it wouldn't even that I am able to create everything? He was like, maybe there's some kind of way that he was like, surely are there other people? I was like, no, they're not. He was like, what about if they were before you and then they just and then you? I was like, no, there weren't other people that were the creator of all of existence, and then they failed, and it came out of somewhere. Because what you were saying is that nothing, non-existence exists. That's the absurdity was far beyond just saying a contradiction. I mean, it's far beyond absurdity, and it's really simple. It's really simple to understand. It's just when you don't want really to understand, or you just some of it they just can't. They don't have the strength of personality. They just not real. They got because because I created them to have a consciousness is what really, and that's kind of, it was why I be saying that they fake Nesson. I create, and Khaleesi was like, well, you know when you created that they was gonna be. I was like, I let things play out though, man. If I just only as just I'm not gonna do that. But Khaleesi even said, well, didn't you know when you created this and that, Khaleesi, that I was like, it's just, you always, is there something I can do? I did sense something, but I can't, I'm not saying that I just always said something, and that doesn't mean that this, and all that is a testament that when I create I create them to be real. And so the thing is, and this part is going to get good, man, because he's talking about, why did I create him to where he. And I was like, because you wouldn't be real if you weren't able to ponder these greatest of thoughts, be able to ponder them. He was like, but they're so puzzling though. It's like there's not an answer to them. I was like, no, there is. There's an answer. There's an answer to them. I'm telling you what it is. It's just whether that you like it or not is what you don't have a problem with. With you accepting the way things are, that's just the way it is. You can't say whether I don't really, that just don't, no. You're alive, you existing. So I said, because if there is not life, there has to be nothing. There is no dust, there's no gas or nothing I came from, man. This is the way life. I am the life. He was like, so you're a miracle. What at the highest, the greatest of all, but the thing is, the miracle though. You can't just say a miracle. I create all the miracles, but the miracle is something. But the miracle. It was like, so I was like, yeah, because he said, but you're the everything then. I was like, nah. I was like, if that's gonna help you figure, I was like, but no, not the everything, because the everything ain't something that is honorable. Not the this, the that, nah. But the miracle that is a title, yeah. So I said, man, here's the thing. You gotta figure this out, because what path you on, and I can see it in you. You got to put who you are, your personality, your experience, your life on a pedestal with yourself. I said, you breathing? Don't you have fun? He said, yeah, I have fun. He was like, but he said, man, I got, I want him to hear that. He's like, man, I know you got. I was like, but you don't be worried about what I got. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I said again, the greatest of all things, life, consciousness, what you experiencing, what somebody else is doing shouldn't make you feel some type of way. I was like, you don't want to. I was like, I mean, if you not existing, then what? You cherish life, who you are. Is for you to cherish. I said, I cherish life, all life that I create. He was like, but I'm just one of your creations, though, man. He was like, if I don't, I said, I love you. I love every life form I create. He was like, man. He was like, but I had to just trust, just like what you about. I said, I'm telling it to you. I said, man, I'm good. I said, look, he said, so what, to not be? I was like, yeah, to not be. He was like, but what? He was like, what not, I mean, what if there was another way, you know, and then I could be like you, just, you know, and I would come. I was like, nah, man. No, to not be is nothing. He's like, so I was not anything that was just before you created me, that there was just, that's what I'm saying, to not exist. I was like, I was like, take it to where you can understand non-existent, because it's like you're not getting non-existent. That's to not be. So, you know, for him to understand, he you know, to not be. And so, so the life form says, he was like, for you to even admit how, I was like, I'll take it even further. He was like, you would have to be good, you know, to even say that you love all life forms, because you could just lie. You don't have to tell. I was like, no, I don't. I'll be, you know, no, I don't have to tell you the truth. I don't have to tell you nothing. But I do, because I cherish life, creation. I love all my life forms. I don't have no reason to hide anything. I'm really, even now, I don't have to, you know, what I'm trying to do, I'm only doing it, I'm really trying to help you. He was like, but can't you can see millions of years down the line, and you know if I'm, you know, and he was like, and you got hell? I was like, yeah. But I don't see nothing down the line right now, but on the path you going, on the path you going, I'm telling you right now, it ain't good. So he wanted to know that. So what I said was, entertaining, where is it at? For fun, entertaining the idea that there was something before me, absurdity. So I said, I'll even take it there. So I talked to him about, you know, if there was something, and how it don't make no sense. Because it's something that you're talking about, dust, gas, and that does not exist. And what you trying to do, you're trying to put dust and gas, things that don't exist, of greater importance, and it don't make sense, because you can't say of a greater life, because they're not alive. So what you living and breathing right now, you putting that, you gonna put that planet over there above you? So I even entertained it, you know, I entertained it in such a way, with something I said, and it's something I do. And he was just like, man, for you to even do that, man, you got to be good. Because, I mean, you plan, it's like I was like, no, I can do that, because I know that, because the truth is the truth. I was always existing. So, So I cause there to be creation in existence, not the other way around, such as necessity of life. You think, okay, well, you can take it to where, for there to be life, such as intelligent life, there would have to be God. So because there has to be life, you can't say that. You can't say there has to be life. So necessity of life, it means there has to be the first cause, the first life, God. Uncaused cause. What you would actually see, trying to go turn things the other way around, and really what you basically trying to do again is put the universe of existence, something that is not alive, before life, because life that you saying that a planet is life again is what you're going back to, and a planet is not life. A planet ain't alive. A planet ain't thinking about nothing. A planet has it has progressions it goes through, and what a planet does as a planet, as I saw fit to write that planet for it to do. But it's not, you can't put that and say that planet is experiencing something like a huge animal. You know what I'm saying? To say where a planet is like a human. I mean, I don't know what's that human simulation, but okay, that's why I said that, because I ain't even gonna say it. Yeah. So a star is gas. You can't say that is alive and it's watching something. It has an experience where it's thinking. No, it's not. A rock, an asteroid floating through space, dust. What? See, that's silly. It's silly talk. Just because it's a grand creation that it's still not alive. You see. So life, what we are experiencing, that's real. My Khaleesi's that are watching this right now, God. My Khaleesi's all over the world on Earth Matrix. My Khaleesi's off Earth Matrix. My Khaleesi's angels. This life, of course, we on Earth Matrix right now, but I'm just in general, it's life, because we on Earth Matrix, we go off Earth Matrix, we life. You know what I'm saying? We're life, and so. Nothing else is life. It's nothing. So you have that term absurdity. And so his thing was just like, he said that, I know you can do anything, man. You can create anything. You can go anywhere, whatever you want to do. And he said that it just seems like, like I'm just, even so if I know you, I was like, well, if is your problem that, that you would, I was like, that's not the case. I love all my life forms I create. I don't, because he's like, because you the author of all of existence, so what you think about me would affect he was like, to ponder these things. He was like, this is tough, man, because I can't fly anywhere. Like, you just flew up here and landed. I can't fly nowhere, and I know you can do anything. I was like, knowing I could do anything shouldn't hurt you in such a way you can't, and I shouldn't even have to say cope with your reality. He's like, but why would you create where I could ponder these things though? Why not just, where I can't? Because if I didn't, anything that you can think, especially this is the greatest truth that you should want to ponder. And so for what to me keep you, limit you from being able to ponder, to think about that in different ways, so that you can grab hold of that is emerging. If you're not able to at some point, and then you are, you got to where you are deserving of, or you should be, you grasped life living. Otherwise you just you is thinking going on. You wouldn't be. It's like me keeping you from being real. And then you just be, a tree or something else. The greatest of all things is real life, man. Of course, I create to be real. I want consciousness, personality, life. I want that life form. I want you to be real. So the fact that you can, he was like, wouldn't that show? Wouldn't that be good though, to show that I am able to think and ponder these things? I was like, I wouldn't put it like that though. I was like, because I can see this is because what you keep going back to is what you know that I'm able to do and how that makes you feel. He was like, but you gave me the emotions. I was like, and just like I gave all other life, you have the same set of emotions too. And then I said this, because I know what his senses are. I want to see what he's seeing right now, to make sure he's seeing his eyes and what his senses are. And so I can see what he's seeing. He looking at me, I was like, he can see me. Like, okay, well, it ain't like he you know what I'm saying? Something strange is going on in there. Are you seeing green? And so all his senses are working. I just saw what he was seeing. That's all. Not anything else. And so he said, you know what? I might have a problem with this. He was like, this is tough to handle, man. He's like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just like, well, look, man. I know, and I told you. So I was like, meditate, do whatever you can do. But you need to understand, you can't be envy me, a God, a just God, because you know the truth of who God is and how I created everything. That's a gift. It shouldn't cause you to not cherish your own life existing because of how it's jealousy. And so I said, man, I'm even gonna check on you now. So I left. So I was even trying to like what his goings on were, and I watched he talked to people and everything. And I was like, man, he's not, he got a level, you would think the way he's talking, he got a level enough intelligence. So and so I flew up, one time again and talked to him, and she was like, damn, so what now he was like, so I'm your entertainment now then. He was like, I mean, that is pretty cool, you just to see what I'm doing, because I'm your, and I was like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to see how everything pans out for you. He was like, man, wouldn't it just be better though if you just, he was like, I mean, what if because you talk to me though, that causes me, and then I end up going to hell. He's like, I mean, that may have made things worse for me. I was like, so you want me to erase your memory that I ever talked to you? I was like, that's not going to help you. That's not going to help you, man. That's going to make it worse. He said, man, I've been, thinking, well, couldn't I, what if I made my, try to just, just think that I'm my own God? I'm just being honest with you. He was like, would you try to hinder me, keep me from, I was like, I ain't going to keep you from doing nothing, man. I done already told you that it's not, that's not possible. And again, he's like, can't you just limit me to where I can't think this type of stuff? I was like, no. No, because then I would just be blatantly, and that's disrespect to life, real life. I'll just limit to what you can think. And so if it's about, women, I created you to be a male, you're going to be a male. I'm not, going, he was like, oh, no, I don't want to be asexual. I was like, okay. But I was like, shit, the way you, because if you're going to end up hitting that hell, then you might have been better up. I was like, but I wouldn't do that no way. But I was like, man, these people that you talking to them and they don't like what you're saying, man. I was like, so he was like, I was like, on the road you on, you're gonna end up doing something, and then it's gonna end up, you're gonna be in hell. So this is the while went by, and so he was like, I said, man, he's like, what if I just went to another planet, man, somewhere, just got away from them, and then I just meditate with that. I was like, man, because what I was like, you helping out to be an imbalance, man. What you doing? I was like, it don't matter where you at. I'm still going. But I was like, yeah, that may give you, more time, because it's not going to be, where you causing them to, think on I'm think on the fakeness level. So I was like, man, so he was like, well, what planet? I was like, well, that planet ain't got no life on it. I even where you could just go over there and meditate, for some years and try to find yourself. He's like, and you doing all this as well as your entertainment? He's like, so you studying me? I was like, hey, I'm trying to, but if I am and that works in your favor, is that something to complain about? He was like, no. I was like, all right then. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was like, man, you are good, man. Because you would, to even put it like that, you could just talk to me any kind of way, just destroy me now, just be like, no, you can just go to hell. But you actually, the way you express it, I know you, he's like, but though, I was like, nah. I'm not even trying to. And then, it's actually a lot of millions of years from now if he was, because it's not nothing that I'm seeing now in no near future down the line, the timeline for you. So he went to that planet. He got off the planet. He had meditated. He was still on some other shit. Time went by, and I checked on him again, and then all of a sudden now I could see that he was gonna go to hell. So I was like, there it is. This motherfucker is gonna go to hell, man. That motherfucker was gonna go to hell. So he did something, man. He did something where he angered the life forms on his planet, because he was back on this planet. There was just a period of time that I allotted that he could just be on that planet. And he, toured the planet, walked around, and 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 it's like he came back and he was just it was worse. And so his senses, he had the basic 5 senses. That's why I said that about what is he seeing. He had hearing, he had sight, he had taste, he had touch. Yeah, smell. And so there are some life forms that have four that don't have smell. And I do. There are still on some planets life forms that are asexual. As well as angels. So I think, yeah, okay, that was his problem. He was a rapist or something. He ended up being a rapist. He raped a woman. Is what he ended up doing. And he was put in prison. He was put in prison on this planet for a while. And of course he was eternal. And so he kept just doing, he racked up, he had a rap sheet of doing all kind of shit. And he kept thinking he could, get away with rape. And trying to think, is there something else I left out about him that I was going to say? I tried to change it. I took away his memory that I ever talked to him. And I was going to see if that changed the whole outcome of the cause of what effect of what he was going to be doing. And so I watched him for a while with, that I never spoke to him. And he never met me or talked to me. And he still has some issues that he was committing crimes and things. And so I looked down the line and he was still going to go to hell, and it was actually going to be faster. It was going to be faster now that he didn't even have the memory that he'd ever. So I went ahead and gave the memory back to him. And so after I did, I went back and he was like, so why did I didn't even that I'd ever now? He was like, so did you erase my memory? I was like, yeah, I did. I was like, I'll tell you right now that you're about to go to hell. I'm just going ahead and telling you now because I did talk to you and I did try to help you. And so I just wanted maybe this will change something. Now I'm telling you specifically. He was like, well, how long is it going to be? I said, it's in, he was like, dang, so you telling me and it's that far off? What if I was just like, if you do that, then it's going to speed up and then you're going to go to hell as soon as you do something else. Because especially after you just said that, he was just like, I'm just keeping it real with you. And so that got him some act right for a while, but he knew he was counting down, and there was something that he was going to do 1,000,000 years from now that was going to be that next thing that I had told him why it was going to be 1,000,000 years. I just didn't tell him what he was going to do, and so he tried, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter before I told him, it was still going to be, and then after I told him, I looked and it was still the same moment, everything. Didn't change nothing. And he did it. It was a little over 1,000,000 years later. Even where he was, kind of like what you would call, Earth, you say he was like a monk. And I mean, he went through all kind of different, ways of life where he was, trying to, do right and everything for, a long time. And then once it got to that, like I checked on, oh, here you go, and then it was basically, I think he raped a woman again, but it was a rape and murder, is what it was. And so, and once he did that, that was a wrap, and put him in hell.